Before you apply for the Amazon Influencer Program, there are a few things you need to know. Because yes, you can get in, but you can also get denied. And if you don't understand how this works, you can make it a whole lot harder on yourself than it needs to be. I got accepted on my first try, and I also got approved for onsite on my first try. And I'm not saying that because I knew everything, because I sure didn't. I'm saying that because I kept it simple and I did a few things right. So I want to walk you through exactly what I did step by step so you don't have to guess your way through this. Because if you're anything like me, guessing just leads to overthinking, and overthinking leads to not starting at all. And we're not going to do that. Most people think they can just go apply for the Amazon Influencer Program, and technically you can. But that doesn't mean you're going to get approved. Amazon isn't just looking to see if you have a social media account. You do have to connect your social media for Amazon to look at before you get approved. They're looking to see if you're active, if you're consistent, and if you're actually engaged. And Amazon doesn't tell you all this, it's just from experience. That's the part a lot of people miss. I know I would have missed it if I hadn't really paid attention to what I was doing. For me, the easiest way in was TikTok, and that's true for most people. And I want to say this clearly because I think people overcomplicate this. You do not need a perfect TikTok account. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't even need to have a niche right away. You can always change that later if you want to. What you need is to show that you are active and that people engage with what you're posting. That's it. When I started, I wasn't doing anything fancy, believe me. I posted things I was doing during the day. Here's what I'm eating for breakfast. Here's what I'm cooking for supper. I posted cute videos of my dog and my cat, my chickens. I posted inspirational quote reels, and honestly, those did really well. I didn't sit there and overthink every single post. I just showed up. And I think that's something people really struggle with. We think everything has to be perfect before we hit post. And it doesn't. I posted every single day on TikTok. Most days I posted 2 or maybe 3 times a day. And I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't perfect. Some days I didn't know what I was doing or what I was going to post. Some days I felt I was just throwing something out there, throwing it on the wall and seeing what would stick. But I did stay consistent. And that consistency matters more than anything. Because Amazon is looking to see that you're active. Not perfect, but active. Now this next part is just as important as posting, maybe even more. And I don't hear people talk about this enough. Every time I opened TikTok, I did something. I followed people. I liked posts. I commented with real comments, not just an emoji, but a real comment, a real thoughtful comment. I saved videos. I reposted content that I loved. Not just randomly, but things I could actually relate to. And I did this several times a day. Basically, if I opened the app, I interacted with something. And yes, that matters. It helps you grow. But it also shows that you are engaged. And that absolutely plays a role in getting approved for the Amazon Influencer Program. When I applied, I think I had about 1,200 followers. And I had been active for a couple of months by then. I started my TikTok in July, and with 0. And I was accepted into the Amazon Influencer Program in September. But I want to be really clear about something. I didn't just casually post here and there. I had a goal. I wanted to get in the Amazon Influencer Program. I worked toward that goal every single day. Once you feel like your account is active, you're posting consistently, you're engaging with others, then you apply to the Amazon Influencer Program. And here's the good news. You can apply as many times as you want for the initial program. So if you don't get in right away, don't panic. Just keep building your account, your TikTok account. Stay active, engage with more people, get more followers, and try again. Now this is where a lot of people get confused. Getting accepted into the Amazon Influencer Program is not the end. It's just the beginning. Because once you're in, you get a storefront. But there are two parts to this. There's offsite and there's onsite. Offsite is what most people already understand. You send people to Amazon, and if they buy something, you earn a commission. That's your typical affiliate setup. But on-site, this is where things get interesting. On-site is where your videos can show up directly on product pages. So when someone is already looking at a product, your video can be right there. And that's powerful because you're reaching people at the exact moment they're thinking about buying. But to get that, you have to be approved again. This is the part you don't want to rush. To get approved for on-site, you have to submit 3 product videos. Just 3. You can put as many on there as you want, but I suggest just 3. And I'm going to say this clearly. Do not upload more than 3. Because if you do, Amazon has to review everything you upload. And that just makes things harder and harder to get in. So keep it simple. For my videos, I used a mouse, a backpack, and a stapler. That's it. Very simple products, nothing complicated. And that was very intentional. Simple products are easier to talk about. They're easier to explain, and they make it easier for you to create a clear, helpful video. You don't need fancy lighting. I stood in front of a window. That was it. Natural light. You don't need a big setup at all. You don't need a backdrop. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need anything like that. You just need to be seen clearly and heard clearly. And when it comes to what to say, keep it very simple. Talk about the product. Explain what it does. Talk about the benefits of the product. How is it going to help someone? Help someone understand whether they should buy it. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't need to sound like an expert. They're not looking for experts. They're looking for real people. You just need to sound clear and helpful. Now let me tell you what will get you denied, because that part matters. If you have really bad lighting, if it's really dark, you can't see, if you have bad audio, there's a lot of background noise, you can hardly hear you, showing a barcode or a QR code, those are no-nos. Showing other brands that aren't in the product you're reviewing, so a Coke bottle or something on your t-shirt, all those things will get you turned down. And you don't want that. Because here's the part a lot of people don't realize. For this part, for on-site, you only get 3 chances to get approved for on-site. 3. If you don't get in those 3 tries, you don't get in. So don't rush this part, but don't overcomplicate it either. Just keep it clean, simple, and clear. And I want to say this because I know how this feels. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Speak clearly, even if you're nervous, because confidence doesn't come before you start. It comes after. In the next video, I'm going to show you something that made a huge difference for me. What kind of videos actually make money and which ones don't. Because if you get that wrong, you're going to waste time. And I don't want you doing that. I don't want you doing that at all. If this helped you, stay with me, subscribe, because I'm building this in real time and I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing as I go.